In this video, we're going to take a look at the foundational concepts of customers, suppliers, and companies. First of all, I'll show you how we manage the contact-company relationship. B2C only merchants deal with customers that don't have companies. However, many merchants have both a B2B and B2C component, where some customers have companies and some don't. Because Brightpearl is also an accounting system, we need a record in accounting that's consistent for all of our merchants. To deal with all these cases, Brightpearl doesn't have company records, it only has contacts. If multiple contacts have the same company name, then they're grouped together in a pseudo-company. One of the contacts is the primary contact, to which all accounting transactions are attached. There is no hierarchy within a company, but each user can be given a role. Any orders raised for secondary contacts in a company will be invoiced against the primary contact. If you're working with customers that don't have a company name, or they're the only person with a given company name, then they will be the contact used for accounting purposes. The next thing to know is that a contact can be a customer or a supplier, never both. If you buy and sell to the same person, create two contact records. Customers and suppliers live in the same database table. We don't enforce unique email addresses, but if you're integrating with sales channels, or if you want people to access your Brightpearl customer portal, then the email does need to be unique. When orders are downloaded from a sales channel, we'll use the email address to see if the customer has bought from you before. Here's what a contact record looks like. A contact can have as many addresses as you like. You can choose one to be the default billing address and one to be the default shipping address. Both are inherited by orders created for this contact. Contact financial information is also used for orders created for this contact. Most contacts don't have a tax code, which means their order lines have a tax code based on the item, the location, or the sales channel. If you do set a contact tax code, it will be used instead. Useful for tax-exempt customers or suppliers. If you want to report revenue or expense in a separate account code for this contact, set one on the contact record, and then the order lines will inherit that account code. Most of the time, you'd leave it up to the product to define the account code for revenue. You can still filter accounting transactions for this customer without a separate account code. Any orders created for a contact will use their currency. You can change the contact's currency for subsequent orders if you need. And finally, price list, which again is used for orders to determine what prices to use when adding items to that order. Customers will be assigned a sell price list, and suppliers or vendors will be assigned a cost price list. For orders downloaded from sales channels, the sales channel price list will be used to create the customer and for the order. The actual prices on the order will be what the customer paid on the channel. If you wanted to give a customer a fixed percentage discount on all retail prices, perhaps a 10% discount for students, you don't need to create a new price list, you set them to the retail price and set a 10% discount. This only applies to back office and POS orders. And then notes. They're added to contacts automatically by Brightpearl during many day-to-day processes, such as creating and shipping orders, paying invoices, or updating the contact status. You can see all the notes on the contact timeline. Notes added to orders for a contact will also show on their timeline. We've talked about the relationship between contacts and companies, and how the accounting transactions are associated with the primary contact. To differentiate people within a company, you can give each person a role. Of course, there are plenty of standard fields such as name, email, telephone, and so on. Contacts can have up to 3 email addresses, which can be used to copy invoices, statements, and other communications. The contact lead source is intended for customers. It's usually used to record how a customer first found you. Any sales for the customer will inherit the lead source, as will any subsequent accounting transactions. The lead source would remain the same even if the customer bought from a different sales channel later. The status is intended to help you segment your contacts into groups and work through a sales pipeline, starting with prospects and finishing with a customer. A contact can have multiple tags, and these are great for marketing segmentation. You can tag contacts from within many reports around Brightpearl. For example, a sales report of ski boots could be used to tag those customers with a ski boots tag, which can then be exported. Tags are also used as the link to a mailing list when integrating Brightpearl with email marketing platforms. Just like orders and products, contacts can have custom fields. There's one set of custom fields for orders and another for suppliers. If you assign a team to a contact, it means that only administrators who are part of that team can see the contact. The team is inherited by sales orders created in back office. It's useful for restricting visibility of certain contacts to certain groups of staff. The contact owner is usually the account manager, a staff member. Any notes manually added to the contact will be emailed to the contact owner to keep them in touch. And then finally, you can attach files to a contact, perhaps a pricing agreement or a signed contract. Contacts are added to Brightpearl in the following ways: created manually in back office, created as part of a POS order, imported from a spreadsheet, created over API, created when a sale is downloaded from a sales channel, assuming the email address is not found, or created from a smart form, which is an embeddable lead capture form which you can build in Brightpearl. So that's it for customers and suppliers. For more detailed information on how to work with customers and suppliers, take a look at our other training courses.